Part 45. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 441. Zhang Chen and the other three went upstairs and heard a noise on the stairs. Zhang Chen's parents had already opened the door and walked out. When they saw Xiao Zhao, they were stunned for a moment, and then they thought that this was probably Xiao Wu's girlfriend. Everyone entered the door. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao introduced. "This is my mother." Xiao Zhao quickly bowed and said, "Hello, Mom." "This is my dad." Xiao Zhao bowed again and said, "Hello, Dad." Zhang Chen said to his parents, "This is my girlfriend Xiao Zhao." Zhang Chen's parents were shocked. "What about Jin Lily?" Zhang Chen's mother said to Xiao Zhao and Xiao Wu, "Sit down, please sit down. Xiao Wu, please sit down too." She pulled Zhang Chen into the room and asked, "Son, what's going on with this woman?" "What's going on, my girlfriend? Didn't you hear people calling you Mom?" "What about Lily?" "Broke up." "Ah, why? Didn't this and this go well when we went to Hainan?" "There's no reason, we just broke up, do you understand? Go cook, I'm hungry." "Okay, okay." Although her mother was full of doubts, she still walked out. She smiled with Xiao Zhao and said to Xiao Wu, "I'm ready to eat here. I'll go fry it right away." Xiao Wu said, "Yes, thank you, Auntie." Xiao Zhao stood up and said, "Mom, I'll do something for you." She followed Zhang Chen's mother into the kitchen. After dinner, Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao were going to the post office, and Xiao Wu had to leave as well. Xiao Wu and Zhang Chen said that they would have dinner together in the evening. Before Zhang Chen had time to answer, Zhang Chen's mother said, "You are not allowed to go out to eat, Xiao Wu, you should come to my house for dinner tonight." Zhang Chen's father said beside him, "Let her do it. If she doesn't let her do this, I will be nagged by her for a week and I will be bored to death." Xiao Wu said, "Okay, I'll have another meal in the evening and we'll have a midnight snack." Zhang Chen took 2 longevity cigarettes given by Boss Lu to Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu took them in his hand, looked at them, and shouted, "Taiwanese cigarettes? This is good. I will bring this to Xiao Jin and others to try." Zhang Chen rode his father's bicycle and took Xiao Zhao with him. The three of them separated at the door of the post office. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao walked into the post office. Xiao Wang was already waiting for them. It only took 10 minutes to complete all the procedures. At Xiao Wang's suggestion, they divided the money into 6 one-year time deposit certificates. So that even if they need money, they can just withdraw 1 or 2, lose the regular interest on these 2, and can continue to earn regular interest on the others. After returning home, Zhang Chen's parents were sitting in the living room, watching TV around a brazier, obviously waiting for them. Zhang Chen felt a little tired. He said to Xiao Zhao, "Let's go back to my room to rest." Xiao Zhao and he said, "Go ahead and I'll talk to my parents." She walked over, smiled at Zhang Chen's parents, and sat down by the brazier. Zhang Chen returned to his room and lay on the bed. He heard Xiao Zhao and his parents chattering outside the door. He could not hear clearly what they were saying. Zhang Chen fell asleep without knowing it. When he woke up, when he came, he strained his ears to listen. He only heard the sound of the TV outside, but not the sound of people talking. He got out of bed curiously, walked outside, and saw his father sitting alone by the brazier, staring at the TV. Zhang Chen walked over and sat down. His father pointed to a cup of tea on the stool next to him and said to Zhang Chen, "That's your tea. Your mother made it for you earlier." When Zhang Chen picked it up, his father said, "It's cold, please change the cup." Zhang Chen didn't take it seriously, took a few sips, and asked, "Where's Xiao Zhao?" "I went to the market with your mother to buy groceries." Zhang Chen joked, "Oh, are you so familiar? Dad doesn't ring." Zhang Chen thought his father would ask him about Jin Lily, but his father didn't ask and just watched the TV with interest. An agricultural science and education film was playing on the TV, teaching everyone how to get rid of rice plant hoppers in rice fields. Zhang Chen said, "Why are you looking at this? You are not a farmer." His father handed him the remote control of the TV, but Zhang Chen didn't answer it. He got up and went back to his room and continued to sleep. Zhang Chen was woken up by a pair of cold hands. He opened his eyes and saw Xiao Zhao sitting in front of the bed. Zhang Chen smiled and said, "Why, are you back shopping with your mother-in-law?" "Yes, I want to wash the vegetables, but mom won't let me. I'm going to make some authentic Sichuan dishes later," Xiao Zhao said and put his hands into the quilt. Zhang Chen quickly used both hands to clamp Xiao Zhao's hands on his chest and warm them. Xiao Zhao looked at the paintings on the wall in Zhang Chen's room and asked, "Dear, were these all painted by you?" Zhang Chen nodded. "I won't do it. I want to take a few back and hang them in our house," Xiao Zhao said. Zhang Chen said yes. Xiao Zhao, everything is washed," Zhang Chen's mother called outside the door. "Coming, Mom," Xiao Zhao responded, jumped out of bed and ran out. After dinner, Xiao Wu was about to leave. He told Zhang Chen that he would have supper at 10 o'clock and wait at the door of the county committee. Zhang Chen said yes. The family gathered around the fire pot, eating melon seeds and peanuts, drinking tea and watching TV. Zhang Chen felt a little strange. The Spring Festival had passed a long time ago, but that night, it always gave him the illusion that he was still celebrating the Spring Festival. When it was almost 10 o'clock, he and Xiao Zhao went out and rode to the door of the county committee. Xiao Wu was already there. "Where to eat?" Zhang Chen asked. At the entrance of Chu Xiaomen, Xiao Wu said, "There is a Jinhua Tonggu pot, which tastes very good." The two bicycles rode along the dim street lights of Yongcheng Avenue in the direction of the district primary school. The snow on the ground had melted, and a gust of wind had just blown. The ground was covered with fallen leaves of the French plane tree, and the wheels crushed them, making a loud sound. A rustling sound. On both sides of the gate of the district primary school, the school demolished the wall and built 2 rows of 2-story street-level houses. There are 2 cement-filled open spaces at the door. All the people renting here are restaurants, which is where Yongcheng eats and eats late-night snacks. In the summer, the open space here is filled with tables. Now in winter, there are still many shops with good business. They have set up sheds in the open space at the door. 3 sides of the shed are covered with woven cloth, and the side facing the store is open. They went to the Jinhua Tonggu pot business. Very good, the shed at the entrance and the shop on the first floor are already full of people. When Xiao Wu walked in, the boss immediately came over and told Xiao Wu that there was still a private room reserved. "Not downstairs, go upstairs." Xiao Wu said. The boss quickly said okay, turned around and said to the waiter, "Go get it out from upstairs and bring a brazier up." 2 waiters immediately ran upstairs. Xiao Wu walked to the ordering area, ordered a few dishes, and then took Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao upstairs. Zhang Chen was slightly surprised when he arrived upstairs. He found that the room upstairs was not a private room, but a small room where the boss or the chef lived. There was a single bed with a quilt folded on the bed. A small square table was temporarily added to the small open space next to the bed, with one side by the window and the other side using the bed as a stool. There were 2 chairs on the other 2 sides. Under the table, there was a hot brazier. Xiao Wu walked over and sat down on the bed. He felt it was too short, so he stood up again, took the quilt pile and put it where his butt was going to sit. Then he sat on it and it was just right. He asked Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao to sit on the 2 chairs. "Sit down." After sitting down, Xiao Wu saw Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao looking at him with some doubts in their eyes. Xiao Wu smiled and explained. "If you don't eat down there, it will be annoying to eat down there. When we sit down, there are 2 people, but when we eat in the back, there are dozens of people. Zhang Chen understood that when Xiao Wu was sitting in this restaurant having a late-night snack, friends from the society who were coming and going would definitely come over to say hello with licking their faces. After saying hello, they would sit down to accompany him. After all, he would brag to others later, "I had dinner with Xiao Wu yesterday, which was a very honorable thing." Xiao Wu knew a lot of people in Yongcheng, or to be precise, there were a lot of people who knew him. It was normal for dozens of people to come over for a meal. Anyway, in this kind of scene, you won't even know who paid the bill until the end. It all depends on you. Did you master the timing when you joined in, and did you master the skills and justification when you quit? It's unlucky to know nothing. Damn it, in the end he had to pay for these people he didn't even know. Anyway, in this county, there is no shortage of people who have some money in their pockets and want to make friends with Xiao Wu. They are happy to be such fools. The same goes for Xiao Wu. He will call you brother tonight, but tomorrow, when you walk by him and say hello, he will have already forgotten who you are. Thinking of that scene, Zhang Chen also laughed. The waiter brought them a charcoal stove, then brought a large casserole, and sat the casserole on the charcoal stove. There was a pot of milky white soup boiling in the casserole, and they could smell the aroma from a distance. The waiter brought a large plate of cooked pork ribs and put them into the casserole, followed by jinhua ham slices, qianzhang, soaked dried bamboo shoots and green garlic. There are also several plates of beef, lettuce, yuba, duck blood, kelp knots, etc., which are put aside to wait for the tube bones to be eaten before adding them to the pot. They were served hot rice wine with shredded ginger and eggs. Xiao Wu asked Xiao Zhao to drink it with Zhang Chen while he drank the hot coconut juice. There is a brazier below, a hot casserole above, and heated wine to drink. The small room immediately makes people feel warm. Xiao Wu and Xiao Zhao said, "Sister-in-law, hurry up and eat." Xiao Zhao couldn't help it. She scooped up a tablespoon of soup and took a sip, exclaiming, "It smells so good. Use this to suck the marrow from the bones." "It's delicious." Xiao Wu pointed to the straw on the table and said to Xiao Zhao, "Thank you Lao Chentang for your monthly ticket. Thank you for reading every day, ranking third from top to bottom, on the shore 131, and Dal Tin Soldier for your continued rewards. Thanks for all the votes and reading." The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Shi Niang. Chapter 442. The three of them sat and ate for a while, when the sound of a quarrel came from not far downstairs, as well as the voice of the shop owner trying to persuade them to make peace. It was not this shop, but 2 or 3 shops away from this shop. The quarrel was getting louder and louder, and more people were participating. It was so noisy that I couldn't hear what they were arguing about. Zhang Chen looked at Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu's face did not change at all. He continued to eat and drink. Zhang Chen asked Xiao Wu, "Were there a quarrel down there?" Xiao Wu shook his chopsticks twice and said to Zhang Chen, "Don't worry about him, it's like this every day here. They all say that Heiken is in chaos." "Brother Chen, what's the chaos in Heiken?" "I think Yongcheng is worse than there's a lot of chaos in Heiken." "Aren't you going to take care of it?" Zhang Chen asked. "I can't take care of it, and I'm too lazy to take care of it," Xiao Wu said. "Both parties must know each other after we go down. Who do you think I can help? It's getting harder and harder to deal with now. Wait until they fight and fight to get a few of them in. The hospital will tell me that they will come to me then to help them coordinate and see what happens to the medical expenses." Xiao Wu sighed as he spoke. He looked at Zhang Chen and smiled bitterly. "Fortunately, I was wise enough to hide above. Otherwise, if people knew I was drinking here, I wouldn't be able to drink any more of this wine." Only then did Zhang Chen suddenly realize that Xiao Wu's presence upstairs had such a meaning. The noise down there was getting louder and louder. 2 groups of people were already fighting. There were sounds of wine bottles, tables, and chairs hitting the ground, and women's screams. Is Yongcheng so chaotic now? Zhang Chen asked. It's chaos, it's chaos. Brother Chen, you don't know. The old man can still manage it, but now there are those little Siths who have just left school, and their hair has not even grown, and they have come to join the society. These little Siths don't play according to the rules. It's all those Hong Kong videotapes that have ruined it. You said that we used to have conflicts in places like this. We would fight in groups, and we would arrange to go to a school playground where no one was around. The two sides would fight, and there would be routines. At the beginning, it was all old boxing. You Tiangang and I Hong. Then it was Sanda plus boxing, and the loser would admit defeat, and everyone would honestly compete with each other to win or lose based on their true abilities, right? Zhang Chen nodded. He remembered the martial arts competition between Xiao Wu and Zheng in Haikan. It was really like this. Xiao Wu was not arrogant when he won, and Zheng was convinced when he lost. If you are not convinced, then just keep practicing, and when you're done, come back and make a date. These little Siths are no longer like this at all, Xiao Wu said. Those who don't have enough strength dare to call themselves big brothers. What do they compare to? To compare with cruelty, not with fists and feet. They will use knives and guns when they come up. Is there anyone using guns? Zhang Chen asked. Yes, you should have seen that old man Zhang from Wujiapi Winery. Just last month, he had his 2 kneecaps shattered by these little Sith with a wild boar blunderbuss. You damn man, damn it, how much hatred do you think you have to ruin someone's life like this? The little Sith who fired the gun escaped, and now the old school and us are looking for him. That's really different, Zhang Chen sighed. Yes, these little Siths don't dare to come in the open. Even if you come in the open, even with a knife, I'm not afraid of you. They will come in secret. You are walking on the street, following you, and suddenly they come up and stab you. They all do this kind of thing, and they have no sense of morality at all. Xiao Wu said with a somewhat lonely tone. Zhang Chen asked worriedly, have you ever been threatened like this? I don't think they dare to touch me yet. If they dare to touch me, they should stop messing around in Yongcheng. If they really do it, even the monks won't be able to escape from the temple. However, several of my men have been tricked in this way, Wu said. The sound of police sirens sounded below, and Xiao Wu shouted, the old school is here again. He stood up, pushed open the window, leaned out and looked outside. As he watched, his expression changed, he yelled holy shit, and ran downstairs. Zhang Chen stood up and looked down. He saw Xiao Wu running towards the side of the fight. A police car and 2 police tricycles had just left there. Dear, what's wrong? Xiao Zhao asked from behind. Zhang Chen watched for a long time but didn't see anything. The people surrounding him were dispersing. Zhang Chen closed the window and sat down again. There was a rushing sound on the stairs, and Xiao Wu ran up from downstairs. He said to Zhang Chen, it's Xiao Jin. Xiao Jin was taken away by the old school. Zhang Chen said Xiao Jin is also a martial arts student in their troupe, and has been following Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu said to them, Brother Chen and sister-in-law, you continue to eat? I have to leave first and go to the police station. Zhang Chen quickly stood up and shouted, I'll go with you. Xiao Wu pressed him down and said, it's okay, I can handle it. Don't get involved in this kind of thing. I've already sent someone to call Uncle Gui. At the worst, let the work unit protect him. Is everything really okay? It's okay. It's not the first time. I'm familiar with the old school. You guys continue to eat? Once you're done, go home. Xiao Wu said, looked at Xiao Zhao, and said with a smile, sister-in-law, look at Brother Chen. He likes to meddle in other people's business. This is not something he can do. Xiao Zhao smiled and said, "Okay." Xiao Wu said and walked out. When they got downstairs, they heard Xiao Wu and the boss say, "This is my eldest brother up there. You must not accept money, do you understand? I will settle the payment tomorrow." The boss quickly said, "It's all right, don't worry." Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao continued to eat for more than 20 minutes. Zhang Chen still felt uneasy, so he said, "We should go over and take a look." "Didn't Xiao Wu tell you to leave it alone?" Xiao Zhao said. "We just went to take a look and didn't do anything else," Zhang Chen said. Xiao Zhao said, "Okay, let's go." The two people rode bicycles and arrived at the police station. The iron gate of the police station was closed, and only one light was on in the yard. The police car and three-wheeler just now were parked in the yard. The police car was also dark. There were offices on the third floor inside. There was a curtain made of cotton blankets hanging at the door of the building, and there was a faint light coming out. The two people stood and listened, but there was no movement inside. "Could it be here?" Xiao Zhao asked. Zhang Chen said, "No, there are only two police stations in Yongcheng, and one is outside the county. If the police are to be dispatched, it must be from the police station here." Zhang Chen grabbed the iron gate and shook it with his hand. After a while, the curtain opened and a policeman walked out. He stood there and shouted, "What are you doing?" "Master, let me ask, are the people who fought just now inside?" Xiao Zhao asked. The unit took it away. "It's winter. We'll deal with it tomorrow." Zhang Chen breathed a sigh of relief, and then realized that Xiao Wu was right. It seemed that he had gone through the entire process, and Feng Logui, at least on this point, did something interesting. His deputy, the leader, still responded to Xiao Wu and Xiao Jin's requests. The two of them were riding home. Zhang Chen thought about it while riding on the road. It wasn't Feng Logui who responded to every request, but behind him, there was Tan Shahen. Hard. Zhang Chen couldn't help but laugh when he thought of this. Xiao Zhao asked, "Why are you laughing?" "Nothing," Zhang Chen said. When Zhang Chen and the others got home, it was already past 11 o'clock. Zhang Chen's father had already gone to bed, but his mother was still sitting there. Xiao Zhao quickly said, "Mom, we are back." Zhang Chenkai said, "Why are you still not sleeping? Go to bed quickly, we have to go to bed after taking a shower." "Xiao Zhao sleeps with me and lets your dad sleep with you," Zhang Chen's mother said. "What?" Zhang Chen asked. "This hasn't even happened yet." "Oh, you're not so feudal, are you? You care so much," Zhang Chen shouted. Xiao Zhao quickly said, "Don't be nagging, I will sleep with my mother, and I also want to sleep with my mother." Zhang Chen's mother stood up, pushed open her door, and shouted inside, "Go, you go and sleep with Chen Chen." Zhang Chen's father, wearing autumn clothes and long trousers, came out of the room holding his own pillow. He hissed and ran into Zhang Chen's room. He even cursed, "Why are you so crazy?" Zhang Chen laughed loudly. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao squeezed into the very narrow bathroom to wash up. While washing, the two secretly laughed and hugged each other and kissed for a while. Xiao Zhao lowered his voice and told Zhang Chen that he would sleep tonight. "Come on, don't hug me randomly." Zhang Chen smiled and said, "Then my dad will be flattered." Xiao Zhao chuckled. "Have you washed it yet?" Xiao Zhao asked. "It's washed." "Wash up and get out quickly, I need to pee." Are you so serious today?" Zhang Chen cursed, meaning that when they were at Sanbao's house, Xiao Zhao got up in the middle of the night and urinated in the spittoon behind the door. There was no way to avoid it. Every time Xiao Zhao didn't look at him and smile while peeing, and said to him, turn around, turn your head away." Zhang Chen never turned his head away, and Xiao Zhao never had hope. Xiao Zhao opened the bathroom door, pushed Zhang Chen out, closed the door, and inserted the latch. Zhang Chen returned to his room and saw that his father had fallen asleep on the other side of the bed. Zhang Chen also climbed into bed. Neither of them spoke. After a while, Zhang Chen's father asked, "Have you and Lily broken up?" "It's divided," Zhang Chen said. "Xiao Zhao, please be kind to others." After a while, his father said again, "Lily, you are a bit contemptuous of others." Zhang Chen felt speechless. "After several years of relationship, Dad, you just helped me get rid of it with just one sentence. But what if it doesn't?" Zhang Chen sighed secretly and said, "Did I turn off the light?" The father behind his feet did not answer, he had fallen asleep. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 443. The next morning, Zhang Chen woke up and found that his father had already gotten up behind him. The door to the room was open, and there was no movement at all outside the door. Zhang Chen got up and walked outside to the living room. There was no one there. He walked to the kitchen and stretched his head to take a look. He saw Xiao Zhao and his mother were talking inside. Zhang Chen went to the bathroom, washed up and returned to the living room. After a while, Xiao Zhao came. When he saw Zhang Chen sitting in front of the brazier, he walked over and stretched out his left hand. Zhang Chen understood that this was to complete what he must complete every day: the production of Zhang Chen brand watches. Zhang Chen went to the room to get a pen, and the two of them sat in front of the brazier and started drawing. Zhang Chen's mother came out of the kitchen, came over to take a look, and shouted, "What, Xiao Zhao, did you lose your watch? Come on, Mom, this is for you." "No, no, Mom, I have to wear two watches," Xiao Zhao shouted quickly. "Fool, what's the point of drawing a piece of it? I'd rather give this piece to you." Xiao Zhao giggled, "Mom, we are joking." Zhang Chen continued to draw, and when he finished, Xiao Zhao put her watch on it. She raised her wrist and shook it towards Zhang Chen's mother, saying, "Did you see, Mom, I wore it like this." Zhang Chen's mother also laughed and scolded, "You kid, you are just naughty." The door opened, and Zhang Chen's father came in from the door. He was holding a steel pot with soy milk in his hand. The lid of the steel pot was turned over, with big cakes and fried dough sticks on top. When he walked in, he shouted, "Water opened." "I'll do it, I'll do it." Xiao Zhao jumped up, took two empty hot water bottles, and went to fill the briquette stove in the corridor at the door with boiling water. The four of them sat down to have breakfast. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao were about to leave. Zhang Chen's parents were going to see them off, but Xiao Zhao stopped them. Xiao Zhao told them that it's so cold outside, so don't go out. A little way, we arrived in no time. Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen's mother stood face to face at the door. Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen's mother said, "Mom, you and Dad, please take care of your health at home. Don't worry, we will come back to see you when we have time. You can also come to Hangzhou and I will play with you. I am familiar with Hangzhou now. You can stay in our hotel, it's very convenient." Zhang Chen's mother said, "Okay, I will definitely go." She stretched out her hand to pull up the zipper of Xiao Zhao's down jacket, and said to Xiao Zhao, "You guys should take care of yourselves when you are outside. Zhang Chen is not sensible. If he makes you angry, just call me and I will call him he." Xiao Zhao smiled and said, "I just need to hit him. If I hit him, he won't dare to fight back. If he dares to fight back, tell me." Xiao Zhao said yes. As the two people talked, they hugged each other and started crying. Zhang Chen smiled on the side and said, "Hey, oh, what are you doing? It's not just to go to Hangzhou, but it's not to Hainan. It's only a little way away. It took you so long to bring Xiao Zhao home in Hangzhou, I knew it was your idea. Zhang Chen's mother glared at Zhang Chen. Yesterday, they bought tickets to go back to Hangzhou at 7:40. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao still went to the gate of the county committee to wait for the bus. When the bus came out of the station, it would stop for 5 minutes when passing by. When they arrived, there were already many people. A few people have been waiting here, and the car hasn't come yet. The two of them stood there for a while, and then they saw Zhang Chen's father riding a bicycle with his mother. The two of them rushed over. Zhang Chen's father stopped the car, and Xiao Zhao helped his mother get out of the car. Xiao Zhao asked, "Mom, why are you here? Is there anything else you want to say?" Zhang Chen's father said, "It's okay, she just has to come see you off." The four people walked back to the place where they were waiting for the bus and naturally divided into two groups. Zhang Chen and his father were in one group. Zhang Chen took out cigarettes, handed one to his father, lit it for him, and then lit one himself. Rude, the two of them smoked cigarettes silently. Xiao Zhao and Zhang Chen's mother stood aside, lowering their voices, talking affectionately, and holding hands. Zhang Chen thought that the scene seemed familiar. After thinking about it for a while, he remembered, Sister Gihua and her mother-in-law, aren't they like this? Unexpectedly, the master and the apprentice he brought out were also like this. Zhang Chen felt warm in his heart. Zhang Chen's father also looked at the two women, especially Xiao Zhao, with soft eyes. "Be nice to others," Zhang Chen's father said suddenly. Zhang Chen didn't hear clearly and asked, "What did you say?" "Be nice to others," Zhang Chen's father repeated. Zhang Chen said "Oh" and said he understood. The car came and Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao got in. Zhang Chen's parents stood under the car and waved to them. Xiao Zhao sat by the window and waved to them. An old lady nearby who also came to see off guests asked Zhang Chen's mother, "Is this your daughter?" "This is my wife," Zhang Chen's mother proudly told her. The car started and drove away. Xiao Zhao looked behind her until they could no longer be seen. Then she turned around and said to Zhang Chen, "Your parents are so kind." "That's for you, not me," Zhang Chen said, "they like you." "What, are you jealous?" Xiao Zhao looked at Zhang Chen and smiled, "You are jealous, right?" "Nonsense, there's nothing jealous about this," Zhang Chen said. Xiao Zhao leaned his head over Zhang Chen's shoulder, held Zhang Chen's hand, and said to him, "Don't worry, my parents will like you very much if you come to my house." Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao got off the bus at Wulanmen Station. They took the bus to Longxiang Bridge, then changed all the way, and then arrived at the bus stop near the Hunky Hotel. When the two of them walked to the Hunky Hotel, it was already past 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sister Gihua was working the middle shift today. She knew that this was Xiao Zhao's first time visiting the hotel. When she saw them, she quickly asked, "How is it?" "His parents are very good to me," Xiao Zhao and Sister Gihua said. Sister Gihua breathed a sigh of relief and said with a smile, "I knew it would be like this. There is no mother-in-law who wouldn't like our Xiao Zhao, such a good daughter-in-law." Zhang Chen and Sister Gihua said, "Thank you, Sister Gihua." Sister Gihua asked curiously, "Why are you thanking me?" "You, the master, take care of me well." As Zhang Chen spoke, he told the scene he saw. Sister Gihua and Xiao Zhao both laughed. Xiao Zhao said, "Why didn't I think of it? It's true." Sister Gihua also smiled and said, "Okay, I am willing to be this master, Xiao Zhao, let's work hard together." Xiao Zhao said, The two of them haven't eaten yet. There are a lot of corn cakes that Zhang Chen's mother made for them in the bag. Zhang Chen took them out and roasted them on the tongs. After a while, the corn cakes were roasted until they were golden brown and sizzling with oil. The aroma is tangy. Zhang Chen invited Sister Gihua to eat too. Sister Gihua couldn't help but pick up one and took a bite. It contained pickled vegetables and meat. She couldn't help but nod. It's delicious, so delicious. Xiao Zhao took out the corn glutinous rice from the bag and made sure to give half to Sister Gihua to take home. Sister Gihua refused, and Zhang Chen also said that this is a specialty of Yongcheng. Take it back for Brother Hagen and you. My mother-in-law also tried it. Sister Gihua then said thank you and accepted it. Zhang Chen and Xiao Zhao said, you can either stay here with Sister Gihua, and I'll go to the unit to see how the contract they signed with Boss Lu yesterday went. Xiao Zhao said okay, you go quickly. Zhang Chen rode his bicycle to the company. As soon as he walked into the company, Ji Fio stood up when he saw him and waited for Zhang Chen to come over. He smiled at Zhang Chen and slapped him on the shoulder. Shouted. Okay, I'll just say that you are reliable and have completely taken care of this Taiwanese guy. Hearing what he said, Zhang Chen knew that he already knew about the contract and didn't mind at all. Zhang Chen couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief and asked Ji Fio, is Manager Song here? I'll ask him what to do next. Here, Lao Song is in the office now, probably grinning from ear to ear with joy. You should go quickly. It's not only Old Song who is happy, Ji Fei is also happy. After the contract is signed, Old Song has already told him that he will not have to intervene in this project at all, but the bonus that will be given to him will not be a penny. He would be missing. With such a good thing, how could Ji Fei be unhappy? Zhang Chen arrived at Manager Song's office. When Manager Song saw him, he stood up and asked, are you back? How are you at home? Very good, thank you, Manager Song. Where is Boss Lu here? It's done. Then, can we continue? Keep going, your arrangement is this. Boss Lu believes in you, so just do it boldly. Okay, thank you, Manager Song. Then I will roughly schedule the following construction dates tonight. Okay, thank you for your hard work. As I said before, Old Song, will never be sorry to you. Zhang Chen came out of Manager Song's place and saw Zhou Yaqiang secretly waving to him, so he walked over. Zhou Yaqiang said to him, congratulations, you are a celebrity now, not only in the company, but also in this yard. What? I won such a good contract. No one has ever seen such a contract before. They all joked that this is Liu Bang, the founder of the Han Dynasty. This time he is not the emperor of the Han Dynasty, but Li Hongzhang. Do you know that if you succeed in this project? Is it the profit from several other projects? The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 444. The reinforcement work on the construction site ended one day early. Zhang Chen gave Daniel and the others a day off. When they came to work today, Zhang Chen asked them to start digging the pipe trench in the channel. The exit of the air raid shelter near Baoka Road has been opened, and the walls and flower beds at the door have been cleaned. Zhang Chen wants to carry out the ventilation system and pipe trenches at the same time. They cannot do this work, so they need to transfer people from other construction sites. Zhang Chen therefore went to the company early in the morning. Zhang Chen arrived at Manager Song's office. The two exchanged pleasantries and were about to start talking about business. Ji Fio walked in from the door. Manager Song shouted, "Oh, the sun is coming out from the west. Our Lord Ji Fio has arrived." Zhang Chen also felt strange. When he first came in, Ji Fio was obviously not in his seat. Where did he appear from now? Zhang Chen was thinking about teasing Ji Fei, but he didn't expect Ji Fei pointed at him and yelled, "What the hell do you mean, Luer, are you going to get slapped?" Zhang Chen was confused by Ji Fei's sudden move. He didn't know whether he was joking or serious. Zhang Chen still had a smile on his face and his voice was a little stiff. He asked, "What do you mean? Are you poaching me? What did you say to that idiot in Taiwan to make him reject my design plan and use yours? Do you believe I slapped you over?" Ji Fei roared loudly, and other people in the company didn't know what happened, so they all gathered around. Zhang Chen also got angry. He stood up and said, "If you have the guts, try to slap me again." "I believe it. Don't you believe I'm really asking you to slap me?" Manager Song quickly stood up, walked around the table, got in between the two of them, and said, "If you have something to say, just talk about it. Why are you so angry?" Zhang Chen was furious and cursed at Ji Fio. "What's going on? You don't know what happened. You took me there that day, and Boss Lu asked you to change the plan. You said you didn't care and asked him to find me, and he did. I gave you some advice. Am I humming trying to poach you?" Seeing that Zhang Chen was also angry and was not afraid of him at all, Ji Fei's arrogance calmed down a little. He said, "You are in charge of the project. The design plan is none of your business. What the hell do you care? Are you a designer? That day he came to you to talk about revising the design plan. What did you say exactly? Did you say that you also approached him about the plan and he was responsible for it? He is also a designer. Is this how you talk to Boss Lu? What did you say?" Zhang Chen scolded. "Also, what did you say in this office that day?" Zhang Chen said and looked at Manager Song. Manager Song frowned and said nothing. "Haha, did you hear that? Did everyone hear it?" Ji Fio said to the people surrounding the office door. "Our company has another designer, a temporary designer." When Ji Fio was talking, he deliberately said the word temporary worker loudly. He looked at Zhang Chen with a trace of disdain on the corner of his mouth. Zhang Chen was annoyed, but he still tried his best to control his anger. He said, "It doesn't matter whether I am a designer or a temporary worker. What is important is that PoortoRich chose my plan and rejected yours of." "Rejected mine?" Ji Fei cried. "Is this something you can make the decision for? Have you asked me? Have you asked Lao Song? Damn, you, a temporary worker, have the right to decide whose plan to use." Zhang Chen still looked at Manager Song, this time wanting to ask for help. He wanted Manager Song to stand up and say, "I know this. Xiao Zhang told me in advance and I agreed." Manager Song's face was pale. He also glanced at Zhang Chen, but he didn't say anything. Since he didn't say it, Zhang Chen is not the kind of person who will throw the blame to others in public. It's not that he can't or he doesn't dare, but he disdains. Zhang Chen doesn't disdain to deal with such trivial matters. It's not worth it. The word temporary worker that Ji Fei said over and over again irritated him. Zhang Chen looked at the chicken feathers and sneered, "I only know that what plan to use is decided by Party A, not you, not Manager Song, and not me. Even if it is a temporary worker's plan, if Party A likes it, you have decided to use it. If you have the ability, let Party A continue to use your plan. Crazy. Lure, just wait and see how I deal with you. Don't wait. How capable you are. Show it now. I'll tell you this. You and I are just a piece of shit in my eyes." Zhang Chen said, "By the way, I also heard that you delayed me for 7 months to tell you about that plan. With all your stuff, I could design it better than you with my left hand in 3 days." Ji Fio was completely irritated and rushed over, grabbing Zhang Chen's collar. Zhang Chen also grabbed his. Manager Song grabbed the two people's hands. He turned to look at the group of people at the door. Cursed loudly. "Are you all humming idiots? What are you doing standing around? Why don't you come in and pull them apart?" The group of people at the door then swarmed in and broke the two people's hands apart. Several people pushed Ji Fei to the sofa and held him down, preventing him from standing up. Several people held Zhang Chen up and walked out the door. Pushing him out of the company door and into the yard outside, someone said in Zhang Chen's ear, "Don't be stupid. Don't make trouble with that idiot here. It's you who will suffer." Others echoed, "Yes, yes, if you want to be serious with that lure, you will lose." They carried Zhang Chen to the yard and let him go. Zhang Chen wanted to go back. Zhou Yaqiang took his arm and led him to the bicycle shed. Zhou Yaqiang asked Zhang Chen as he walked, "Are you stupid? How many people do you know who just want to see you beat them up? Do you think others can't beat them?" Being persuaded by Zhou Yaqiang, Zhang Chen's mood gradually calmed down. Zhou Yaqiang took him to his bicycle and told him, "Let's go, you go first, let the boss handle it here." Zhang Chen unlocked his car. Zhou Yaqiang stood there and watched him push the car out of the gate, got on the car and left. Then he walked back. Before he reached the door, a colleague came out and saw her. "Tell her that the boss is looking for you." Zhou Yaqiang ran back quickly. Zhang Chen was riding in the car. He rode straight along Waxing Lane. He reached the end of the ride and could no longer ride. Then he stopped. He stood there on tiptoe, looking around at a loss. The people on both sides of the alley were at a loss. The walls of the courtyard were covered with ivy, and the leaves had all withered, leaving only dark brown dead vines clinging to the walls like dense cracks. He didn't know where this place was, and how did he get here? He thought blankly, feeling very depressed. Obviously he had already said hello to Manager Song beforehand and foresaw that Ji Fio might be unhappy, but Manager Song told him that it was okay and didn't need to worry about Ji Fio, and agreed to redo the plan. But what the hell, why didn't you stand up today? When he came out, it was clear that all he had to say was "I know." Ji Fio would have nothing to say, and this fight would not continue. Why didn't he say it? There are also chicken feathers. When he came back from Yongcheng and went to the company the day before yesterday, he clearly knew that the contract with Boss Lu had been re-signed. Otherwise, he would not have said those words, and it is impossible for him to say that he knew that the contract had been re-signed. But I don't know that my plan has been changed. If the plan is not changed, the customer will have to re-sign the contract? Wasn't he very happy that day? Why did you say you fell out with me today? I'm not afraid of you even if I fall out. Who do you think you are? I make a living based on my true ability, unlike you, who has no ability and designs a few broken pictures. They are either plagiarism or patchwork. If you don't have your me, you are not even a humming chicken feather. Zhang Chen sighed, turned the car around, and decided to go to the construction site. He was angry because he couldn't stop working. I'm not working for you. Zhang Chen rode to Baoku Road and saw the Baoku intersection from a distance. On the ruins where the flower beds and walls had been demolished, Daniel and many workers lit a fire with wood on the ruins. People are warming themselves around the fire. When Zhang Chen saw it, he felt an unknown fire in his heart. Haven't you already arranged for you to start digging trenches today? You have also been given the task to be completed today. What time is it now? Do you still have time to warm up here? Humph, you have learned well and won't go to the air raid shelter to warm yourself by the fire. So you are also afraid of lack of oxygen and carbon dioxide poisoning? Zhang Chen rode there, threw his bicycle to the side of the road and walked over. Someone saw it and shouted, "Manager Zhang is here." Daniel turned around and saw him, and walked towards him. Before Zhang Chen could speak, Daniel cursed. "Manager Zhang, what the hell is going on? We agreed to start digging the trench today, and everyone has the tools ready. Why the hell did it stop again?" "Who told you to stop?" Zhang Chen asked strangely. "Old Song," Lao Song grabbed me in front of me. I called him back and he told me to stop all the work on the construction site first. I asked him why, this jerk, he even scolded me for asking me. Don't worry so much, damn it, do you think I am willing to care? If you are still paid, you can stop as long as you are willing to. After Daniel complained a lot, he felt something was wrong. He looked at Zhang Chen and asked, "Why, Manager Zhang, you don't know about this?" "Where is the public phone?" Zhang Chen asked Daniel. Daniel pointed diagonally across the street and said to Zhang Chen, "That's right there. It's in that little shop." Zhang Chen turned around and was about to go to the opposite side when he saw Zhou Yaqiang riding a bicycle. Zhang Chen stopped. Zhou Yaqiang rode in front of Zhang Chen and stopped the car. She got off the car and asked Zhang Chen breathlessly, "Why are you going?" "I'm going to call Manager Song." Zhou Yaqiang put one hand on her hips and waved the other towards Zhang Chen. "Don't go, I'm the boss who asked me to come to you." Thank you book friend 2019030054291143 for your monthly ticket. Thank you for every recommendation, vote and reading. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei-Shi Yang. Chapter 445. Zhou Yaqiang looked at the people and cars passing by and said to Zhang Chen, "Let's go over there and talk." The two of them walked to an unknown alley next to it. Zhou Yaqiang asked, what was going on in front of him. "Why did you and Ji-Fei quarrel?" "How do I know? I was discussing something with Manager Song. When he came in, he cursed. Of course I had to quarrel with him," Zhang Chen said. Zhou Yaqiang slapped her right hand in front of her face, as if to drive something away. She thought for a while, sighed, and said to Zhang Chen, "Alas, this matter may come and go, but it's still your fault." "What's wrong with me?" Zhang Chen asked curiously. "Why do you care so much? What do you care about whether the plan is good or not, whether the client accepts it or not? You are the on-site manager of the construction site, not the designer. The construction site is parked every day. The workers are not paid, and you don't get a penny. It won't be less, just let it stop. Why do you care so much? Besides, Boss Lu has been making trouble for a day or two over the plan. I can't stand it. I can't stand it either. There are a lot of people in the company who can't stand it. Who would come to meddle in other people's business? Are you the only one who can do it? Especially if you don't want to do anything wrong, you're going to tamper with the chicken feathers plan." Zhang Chen was a little anxious and said, "He really asked me to take care of it." I know, but if Ji-Fei's words can be taken seriously, he is no longer Ji-Fei." Zhou Yaqiang stared at Zhang Chen for a while, and then she said, "Okay, I don't think you are a person who can harm others, so I will tell you some things, exactly. Don't talk nonsense to harm me, okay? Discord, you said. I think you will really die an unjust death. Well, do you know that this project is a key project of our company?" Zhang Chen shook his head. "It's not a key project. Who would spend so much money and even print a copy of the renderings? It can be said that in that courtyard, every department has a copy, and every leader has a copy. I think it's hard not to think this is a key project." Zhou Yaqiang paused and continued, "We have many bigger projects than this. Why is this project a key project?" Zhang Chen still shook his head, thinking, "I've only been here a few days, how could I know? Just because it's designed with chicken feathers, do you understand?" Zhang Chen said, "I don't understand." "Oh, you are really stupid." Zhou Yaqiang scolded. There is a kind of intimacy when she scolds people, which makes you feel that she is really doing it for your own good. All the people who are scolded will not only not be angry, but will be a little grateful to be scolded by her like this. This is how Zhang Chen feels now. He feels that Zhou Yaqiang and he belong to the same country, which is indeed the feeling he needs most in his current situation. Okay, let me tell you," Zhou Yaqiang said, "these are actually all operated by Ji-Fei's father behind the scenes." "Why?" "In this way, after this project is completed, Ji-Fei will have capital and can be directly promoted to the company's vice president, even replaced Lao Song. You probably also know that our company, which is said to be a company, is actually quite different. It is a bunch of people and two brands. Externally, it is Zinc and Decoration Co., Limited. Internally, it is the second comprehensive office of the Design Research Institute. If the chicken feathers are pawned, the vice president is the deputy department. If you replace Lao Song, you will be in the right position. This is still a springboard. Once you are in the right position, you will be transferred to that building and you will have a position. Do you understand? Zhang Chen nodded. He felt that he understood a little bit. At least he knew why the renderings were printed. He also knew that this project was related to the future of Jifei. He also knew that this was Jifei's father, who had laid it for him. Road. It would be better for you to run out and destroy this plan. Are you saying that you are cutting off other people's paths and making all their previous efforts in vain? But when I went to the company that day, the day after I signed the contract, Jifei was very happy to see me, Zhang Chen said doubtfully. He is stupid. Of course he is happy. Lao Song must have promised him. Although he did not design the current plan, his design bonus will not be less. Think about it, that idiot. Finally, don't deal with the entanglement of Liu Bang, the great ancestor of the Han dynasty. The money is just a lot more. How could he be unhappy about such an unsatisfying thing? Lao Song also knew about him. But he is stupid, and his father is not stupid. When he finds out about this, he will definitely scold Jifei to death, so Jifei will come to settle the score with you. As Zhou Yaqiang said, Zhang Chen nodded repeatedly. He now knew why Jifei fell out at once. You are being used as a weapon and you don't even know it yet. Zhou Yaqiang cursed. Zhang Chen looked at her and didn't understand why he was being used as a gun again. He just didn't know the stakes. It was indeed a bit stupid to say this, but it had nothing to do with being used as a gun. Even so, it doesn't matter? Did you tell Lao Song about this in advance? Zhou Yaqiang asked. Zhang Chen nodded. Did Lao Song agree? Yes, he obviously agreed, but today he... Zhou Yaqiang waved her hand and stopped him from continuing. We all know that Lao Song must know about this. You don't have the courage yourself, so let me ask you, have you ever thought about why Lao Song did this? How did I know? Zhang Chen said with a bitter smile, how did I know that your place is so complicated? Actually, it's not complicated at all. Think about it, if Jifei becomes the vice president, who will be in charge of this company? Old Song's head is already getting big when he sees Jifei now. If he becomes the vice president, how will Old Song live? Completely I've been sidelined, do you understand? Zhang Chen was surprised and shouted, you mean Manager Song? Zhou Yaqiang nodded, yes, that's right, he just asked you to poke this bad luck. If this project is completed according to your plan, Jifei's capital will be gone. This matter of promotion will have to be paid back later. After completing the performance, what did he lose? Wasn't he just losing the bonus given to Jifei? Anyway, the money was not his own. He gave the money and flattered that person. If something happens, like today, he can push it all away and say that you are poaching. He doesn't know. You and Boss Liu must be up to something, and the Taiwanese boss must press you. There is nothing he can do about his plan. Let's see if he has no losses at all. Are you being used as a gunman by him? Zhang Chen took a breath when he heard it. It turned out to be like this. He didn't expect that in a decoration company, everyone did not do business well and all their thoughts were spent on intrigues. What future does such a broken company have? What else is there to do with such a broken company? At last, Lao Song still has some conscience. You didn't use your gun in vain for him, Zhou Yaqiang said, handed over an envelope, and said to Zhang Chen, here you go. What is this? Zhang Chen asked puzzledly. According to logic, you haven't worked for a full month yet. Here is 3 months' salary, plus a penny of bonus subsidy, and an additional 200. What's the meaning? Zhang Chen didn't answer. Zhou Yaqiang took Zhang Chen's hand, opened his palm, and slapped the envelope into his hand. Do you think if you had a quarrel today, would the company be able to go back? Zhou Yaqiang said. Zhang Chen understood. He smiled bitterly and said, so, I was fired from the company. Yes, I was just a temporary worker. I came and left when asked. I went to call manager Song. It can't be settled like this. What do you want to do? Zhou Yaqiang asked. You are no longer a member of the company. You just make calls and they don't answer the phone. What can you do? Explain the truth clearly and win the fight, and you can return company. It's a dream, I tell you, then you won't be able to go back. Zhou Yaqiang looked at Zhang Chen, really angry, and continued to curse. How much is the truth worth? Why are you fighting for it? Can you stop being stupid and let this matter go by now? This old song still owes you a favor. Maybe there will be a chance to cooperate next time, not for us. The company's designers, our company has entrusted them to design many projects, Lao Song said. He still recognizes your ability. I understand, this money is also hush money. Zhang Chen shook the envelope in his hand and said to Zhou Yaqiang. If you understand it that way, that's okay. Zhou Yaqiang sighed and said, but in this society, do more things that pave your way and do less things that break your own path, especially things that harm others and are not beneficial to yourself. Don't do it, man, just be more open-minded. Zhang Chen couldn't help laughing when he heard Zhou Yaqiang say these words. She was so old-fashioned and didn't match her age at all. Zhou Yaqiang asked strangely, why are you laughing? Zhang Chen quickly said, you're not laughing at anything. Figured out. You teach me so earnestly, I can't even figure it out. Disgusting, Zhou Yaqiang also laughed, and she asked, do you have a pen? Zhang Chen took out the pen from his bag, took off the cap and handed it to her. Zhou Yaqiang raised Zhang Chen's hand holding the envelope, wrote a number on the envelope, and said to Zhang Chen, this is the phone on my desk. If you have anything, just call me. Zhang Chen said yes, thank you. Zhou Yaqiang got on her bicycle and left. As soon as she reached the entrance of the alley, she turned back to look at Zhang Chen. Seeing that he was still standing there, she waved to him, then turned onto Baoka Road and disappeared. Thank you R11Z for the tip. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 446. Zhang Chen stood there, watching Zhou Yaqiang's figure disappear, and felt a little confused. Damn it, this project has just begun. He thought he could do something big, but he didn't expect that this project would have nothing to do with him so soon. Now that I have become an unemployed person again, I have to start riding my bicycle every day and looking for a job on the streets again. Oops. Zhang Chen yelled and ran outside the alley. Thinking about riding a bicycle every day to find a job, he realized that his bicycle had just been thrown on the side of the road. It seemed that the chain was not locked. Zhang Chen ran there, but there was no trace of his bicycle anywhere. He looked at the pile of ruins over there and saw that Daniel and the others were gone. Zhang Chen had a fantasy. He thought, could it be Daniel and the others? I saw him forgetting his bicycle on the side of the road and put it in. The door of the air raid shelter facing Baoka Road had just been opened in the morning, but now it was closed again. Zhang Chen quickly got in from the next door and walked to the entrance of the cave. The door here was still open, but it was quiet inside. Zhang Chen walked inside and saw only the man who was looking at the construction site. Zhang Chen asked him, where are Daniel and the others? Go home. Have you seen my bicycle? I parked it on the side of the road without locking it. Could it be that Daniel and the others took it back for me? No, if they bring it in, they will definitely give it to me. By the way, Manager Zhang, Where did you park on the roadside? Baochu Road. Then it must be gone. If you park in the next lane, there are not many people walking around here all day long. Maybe it will still be on Baoka Road. There are so many people coming and going, and you don't even have 10 cars left. Zhang Chen left there in frustration and walked outside to the intersection of Xia Lane and Baoka Road. His mood was extremely bad. Damn it, his job was gone, his bicycle was gone, and the chain lock was gone. It was thrown cleanly once. He cares about the bicycle, and what he cares more about is that this car belongs to Sister Gihua. How can he tell others if the car is lost? Zhang Chen looked at the West Lake not far away and even thought about jumping down. He moved his feet and walked towards that side involuntarily. It was a cloudy day today, and the cold wind was blowing outside. There were not many people around the West Lake. Zhang Chen walked to the lake and sat down on a stone bench. The stone bench was bone deeply cold. After sitting for a while, I felt like my butt was frozen. The wind blew coldly on his face, and Zhang Chen felt that his brain was frozen. He stared blankly at the West Lake in front of him. In the huge West Lake, there were only 2 or 3 cruise ships. They looked lonely. They seemed to be lonely. Not being rowed by the boatmen, but being blown by the wind, drifting aimlessly on the lake. An 8 or 9-year-old boy walked up to Zhang Chen. He was wearing a ragged adult's cotton padded jacket. His sleeves were rolled up several times and tied around his waist with a hemp rope. The stench wafted over. He stood there without saying a word, but stretched out his black glazed hand towards Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen looked at him, and he sucked back the 2 clear snot hanging on his lips with a strong suction. Zhang Chen opened his bag and saw the envelope Zhong Yaqian gave him in front of him. Zhang Chen took out a $10 note from the envelope. After thinking about it, he took out another $10 and handed it to him. The child didn't dare to pick it up. He looked at Zhang Chen with a strange and muddy look in his eyes. The snot was dripping down again. He took a sharp breath and sucked the snot back. The moment the snot came back, he grabbed it. With the money in Zhang Chen's hand, he turned around and ran towards the broken bridge as if he was afraid that Zhang Chen would regret it. Zhang Chen smiled widely and shook his head. He continued to look at the West Lake in front of him for a while, then turned around and looked in the direction in which the child was running. He saw the child from a distance and handed the money to an adult who was also in ragged clothes. There were 4 or 5 children. He looked towards Zhang Chen and said something. The 4 or 5 children immediately came over to Zhang Chen. What the Zhang Chen cursed. Knowing that he was in trouble, he quickly stood up and walked quickly towards 6th Park. The children followed from a distance and quickened their pace. Zhang Chen panicked and simply started running. He knew that he would be in trouble if he was caught by this group of people today. They hugged his legs and pulled his clothes. There's no way you can get out. Zhang Chen ran for more than 100 meters. Looking back, these people finally gave up and did not follow. Zhang Chen cursed you again, thinking that he must have looked very embarrassed when he ran just now. I lost my job, my bicycle, and my chain lock. I thought I was sympathizing with the little boy, but I ended up being targeted by a group of fraudsters disguised as beggars. I lost 20 yuan in vain. Why was I so unlucky today? Zhang Chen was so angry that when he saw a piece of wood on the side of the road, he kicked it hard. He could not help but grimace. He squatted down in pain and looked again. He saw that this piece of wood was not wood. It was just placed on the side of the road for decoration. Cement pillars painted to look like wood. Zhang Chen squatted for a while, still worried that those people would come after him. He looked behind him and saw them as expected. However, their target was no longer him. Instead, they were chasing a couple towards the side. The couple quickened their pace, looking extremely embarrassed, and kept avoiding the dirty hands they stretched out. Zhang Chen quickly got up and limped away from there. He simply left the West Lake and walked to the opposite side of Baishan Street. Then he walked forward from there and crossed the West Huancheng Road. Zhang Chen walked to the intersection of the teaching field and went further to Wanghu Hotel. Zhang Chen thought that no matter what, he should call Boss Lu and tell him that he had left the company and could no longer help him keep an eye on him. This project. Zhang Chen would also tell him that although he is no longer in the company, don't worry, if there are any problems with your project in the future, Boss Lu, I will definitely help you with suggestions, including the soft packaging after completion. Zhang Chen felt that this was the least he should do as a friend. Zhang Chen decided to call Boss Lu. He walked along Jiaochang Road and walked to Jiande Road. Only then did he see a public phone. Zhang Chen dialed the switchboard of Wanghu Hotel and transferred Boss Lu's room. After the phone rang a few times, someone picked up and said, "Hello, who is this?" Zhang Chen recognized the voice of Boss Liu's younger brother, and he quickly said, "Hello, I'm Zhang Chen. Please let Boss Lu answer the phone." "Oh, hello, Manager Zhang." The other party also knew who the caller was. He said, "Boss Lu has returned to Taiwan. Everything is going well here. After signing the contract, he will go back to Taiwan to handle some things. All the best." Zhang Chen felt a little dumbfounded, but after thinking about it, it actually didn't matter to Boss Lu. Just because you are no longer in the company, it doesn't mean that the project can't proceed. It's just a change of person in charge of the construction site. "Manager Zhang, what can I do?" It's okay, thank you," Zhang Chen said and hung up the phone. "Yes, what will happen? You're the only one in trouble." Zhang Chen looked at his watch. It was almost 11 o'clock. There was a shop selling fried buns and beef vermicelli next to it. The shop was too small, and the boss put all the tables and stools outside on the road. Zhang Chen sat down and ordered 5. A fried bun and a bowl of beef vermicelli. After eating, he packed another bowl of vermicelli and 5 fried buns. He didn't know where the bus station was nearby, let alone how to get to Yashengguan Road, so he simply called a disabled car. I agreed on the price of the car at 3 yuan and got on it. What's the point? Didn't I just contribute 20 yuan to the fraud group? 3 yuan is nothing. Zhang Chen thought. Although usually, they would definitely care about these $3. When Zhang Chen arrived at the Red Flag Hotel, Xiao Zhao saw the fried steamed buns and beef vermicelli he brought and shouted happily, "That's great, dear, I'm still thinking about what to eat for lunch today." Zhang Chen sat down by the brazier and helped Xiao Zhao heat up steamed buns and vermicelli. Xiao Zhao remembered and asked, "Why do you have time to come here now?" Zhang Chen said angrily, "You don't have to go to work today." "Why?" Zhang Chen did not continue. Xiao Zhao saw that his expression was wrong, turned his face, looked at him and asked, "Dear, has something happened? Tell me quickly, we have agreed to do anything together." "Negotiable. I lost Sister Gihua's bicycle," Zhang Chen said. Xiao Zhao breathed a sigh of relief and said with a smile, "So it's this. I thought it was a big deal." "It's okay. When Sister Gihua comes, we'll ask how much it will cost and we'll just pay her." Zhang Chen retracted his hands into his sleeves, picked up the beef vermicelli on the brazier, put it on the table, and said to Xiao Zhao, "It's ready to eat, be careful not to burn it." Xiao Zhao said, "Yeah, thank you, dear." The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 447. Sister Gihua came and refused to ask them to pay for the car at all. Sister Gihua said that no one would ride the old car anyway, so if it was lost, it would be lost. "What's the big deal?" she asked Zhang Chen in turn, "What will you do if you don't have a car?" "I can only buy another one," Zhang Chen said sadly. "Then go quickly, there are no cars here, it's not convenient for you, let's go, Let's go, Sister Gihua shouted at the two of them outside. Xiao Zhao suggested buying a new car for Zhang Chen. Zhang Chen quickly shouted, with the speed of losing my car, how dare I ride a new car? Buying an old car will bankrupt us. Well, a self-aware comrade is still a good comrade. Xiao Zhao patted Zhang Chen on the shoulder and agreed with him. Zhang Chen rode Xiao Zhao's bicycle and took Xiao Zhao to the old bicycle market. They spent 30 yuan and bought an old bicycle. After leaving the market gate, Xiao Zhao asked, have you bought the car? Do you want to go to work next? Zhang Chen said no, there was nothing going on at the construction site today. Then let's go watch a movie, okay? Xiao Zhao asked. Zhang Chen said yes. Halfway through the ride, Xiao Zhao said again, in fact, the movie is not that good. We still go to the market to buy food and go home to eat hot pot in the evening. We haven't had hot pot in a long time. Zhang Chen agreed, and the two of them changed directions at the intersection ahead and rode back home. Early the next morning, Zhang Chen got up at the usual time. Xiao Zhao worked the middle shift today and was still in bed. When Zhang Chen went downstairs to wash his face and returned to the room, Xiao Zhao stretched out his left hand outside the quilt and shook it up and down. Zhang Chen understood, he walked over and sat on the bed, took a pen and drew a Zhang Chen brand watch on Xiao Zhao's hand. Guo Guo, the baby still needs to be kissed. Xiao Zhao smiled. Zhang Chen lay down, kissed Xiao Zhao, and then walked out the door. Zhang Chen had already thought about it. He decided not to tell Xiao Zhao that he had lost his job. First, he felt that he would lose face. He was kicked out after less than a month of working. How should he say this? What's more, I told her that Xiao Zhao would definitely be in trouble again. When he went to work, he wouldn't even eat well. The flatbread in the snack bar next door was the cheapest. The big cake served is for lunch and dinner. Anyway, I have 3 months' salary in my bag. I just need to pay it to Xiao Zhao every month. In 3 months, I will always find a job. When I find it, I will tell Xiao Zhao that I don't want it. Loved the original job. With the experience last time, Zhang Chen will not go to big hotels this time. He feels that the bigger the hotel, the higher the possibility of leather goods companies. Companies like Chu Tianlin and others are already different. They are in the hotel. Inside, it is obvious that the space is not enough, and it is also very inconvenient to carry goods in and out. Zhang Chen decided to search along the street this time. Maybe he would get the same unexpected surprise as when he found Zinc & Company last time. After making up his mind, Zhang Chen rode along East Huancheng Road after passing the Qingtai overpass. He looked at the buildings and courtyards, but didn't see any companies. He continued until he reached Fengqi Road, and beyond that was the nursing school and Gentian power plant, and then to the outskirts of Hangzhou. Zhang Chen sighed and turned left onto Fengqi Road. From Fengqi Road, he turned to Jiangguo Road. There began to be more companies and units here. Zhang Chen went to 2 of them, but unfortunately they didn't recruit people. From the second one, when the unit came out, it was already 11:30. From this time to 1:30, every unit was taking a break. Zhang Chen thought for a while and decided to go sit by the West Lake and spend the noon break. Zhang Chen turned from Jiangguo Road to Jifang Road and rode to a park. Neither the badminton hero nor Aqua was there at this time. The sun is shining brightly today, and there are many more tourists by the West Lake than yesterday. Zhang Chen bought a bowl of lotus root starch and 2 tea eggs, sat on the terrazzo chair nearby, took off the picture folder on his back, and leaned against the edge of the chair. Pick up the lotus root starch and eat it? A couple looked at him, walked in front of him, walked out for a while, walked back, and stood in front of him. Zhang Chen looked at them. The man asked, "Excuse me, sir, are you a painter, drawn?" Zhang Chen nodded and understood that it was the painting folder beside him that caught their attention. "Excuse me, how much does it cost to paint a painting for her?" The man pointed to the woman next to him. Zhang Chen immediately understood that they thought he was the people who often see in foreign movies, those who paint portraits of tourists in city squares. There is no such thing by the West Lake, but since the other party asked, Zhang Chen's mindly did a quick calculation and found out that a piece of lead drawing paper can be used in 8 formats. With the addition of pencils, the total cost will not exceed 10 cents. $2. Zhang Chen tentatively said that if the other party thought it was expensive, he thought a piece would be fine. Anyway, it was idle time, and at least he could earn back his lunch money. Unexpectedly, the other party asked back, RMB. Zhang Chen was stunned for a moment, feeling funny in his heart. 2 yuan is not RMB, could it be bricks? He nodded. Can you start painting now? The other party asked. All right. Zhang Chen gave the chair he was sitting on to the woman. He opened the painting folder, took out the paper and pen from it, turned the painting folder sideways, clamped the lead drawing paper on the painting folder with a clip, and stood a step away from the woman. Meters away, he started to draw. When Zhang Chen was painting, the man stood by and chatted with him. Only then did Zhang Chen know that the two of them were overseas Chinese traveling from Germany. No wonder when he saw Zhang Chen's painting folder, he thought he was a portrait painter. It seems that they have painted in other countries. As for asking if the 2 yuan were RMB, they really didn't expect that they were bricks, but German marks. 2 yuan is too cheap for them. Zhang Chen painted very quickly. It took only 10 minutes to draw the woman. The man looked at it very satisfied. He said the painting was really good. He pointed to Zhang Chen in the distance. Say, can you include these? Zhang Chen understood and nodded. He added Beatty, Broken Bridge and Gus Han to the background of the painting, and added Baisi Mountain and Baoku Pagoda to the foreground. After thinking about it, he also added a few willow branches to the foreground. The leaves are not the current willow leaves, but spring, the charming, spring-breathing willow leaves with thousands of willow leaves spitting out buds. The man saw it and thought it was great. He clapped his hands and asked the woman to come over and see it. The woman came over and saw it and liked it very much. The two of them paid and Zhang Chen took the painting out of the folder and rolled it up. Handed it to them, and the two left happily. While they were painting, many people stood and looked at it, and they all thought it was very fresh. After they left, 3 girls came over and asked Zhang Chen if he could paint something like that for them. Zhang Chen said yes, if you want, I can also draw the 3 pools reflecting the moon, which you can't even take photos here. One of the girls shouted, okay, I want the 3 pools reflecting the moon. The girls bargained with Zhang Chen and asked if the 3 of them could be given just 5 yuan. Zhang Chen thought about what he saw when he visited Sijiking Market those mornings, and he said readily, okay, 3 of them, I will give you the wholesale price. All 3 girls laughed. When Zhang Chen was painting, he paid great attention to the proportion. He captured the characteristics of each of them so that people would know it was her at a glance, but the painting was more beautiful and quieter than the girl at that time. They all like Wenjing, which is something that cannot be achieved by taking photos. Zhang Chen has done for them the beautification that girls like to do nowadays. The 3 girls were very happy with their paintings. They said they could post them in the room after taking them back. In fact, they all wanted to paint again. The background was the one with the 3 pools reflecting the moon, and they wanted to paint another one with the Broken Bridge and the Baoku Pagoda. The 2 who painted Broken Bridge and Baoku Pagoda wanted one with 3 pools reflecting the moon. The 3 of them hesitated for a long time, probably because they didn't have enough money in their pockets, so they had to give up. Zhang Chen saw it and told them, you are the first to eat crabs. The 2 in front are not counted. They are foreigners. Because you are so courageous, I will give you one more. Really? That's great. All 3 people jumped with joy. What Zhang Chen calculated in his mind was that he could sit down and paint for them, which was effortless and cost-effective. They acted as models for him, and while he was painting like this, the people around him were watching. Doesn't that mean you are advertising yourself? Zhang Chen vaguely felt that he had found a way to make a living. Isn't it better to just paint portraits on the edge of the West Lake every day than to go from work to work looking for a job and look at people's faces? Sure enough, after Zhang Chen finished painting the three girls, someone asked Zhang Chen to paint again. This time it was a young man. He heard the three girls chattering and got inspired. He also felt that the wall on the dormitory wall posting a picture of yourself is a very cool thing. Throughout the afternoon, Zhang Chen drew a total of 7 pieces, and the prices ranged from 1 to 5 yuan. After doing the calculations, excluding the cost of lead drawing paper, he made a net profit of more than 11 yuan in half a day, which was more than what he had earned in that Zinken company. The average daily salary is high, haha. Zhang Chen feels that he has found a way. When he goes out tomorrow, he will not be so confused and can go directly to the West Lake. Thank you to Book Friends 201909230054291143 and Qian Dad for your monthly votes. Thank you for the reward from Baby Tin Soldier, reading books every day, ranking 3rd from top to bottom, and 131 on the shore. Thank you for every recommendation, vote and reading. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 448. Zhang Chen does this every morning. He leaves home around 8 o'clock and arrives at a park around 8:40 or 50, which happens to be when there are more tourists near the West Lake. He finds a terrazzo chair, opens the picture folder, and puts the several portraits that he had carefully prepared were spread out in front of him. To prevent them from being blown away by the wind, they were pressed down with small pebbles. Many people will stop when passing by, not knowing what he is doing. Some who are curious or courageous will ask him if he sells these paintings. Zhang Chen told them that he was a painter, and he painted you like this. Of course, if someone really wanted to buy his paintings, they could just sell them and paint another one. Every morning, the first customer is always the most important. Once you start painting, people walking around will know what they are doing at a glance, without even asking. So every morning, if someone is interested, Zhang Chen will draw him a picture at the lowest price. An old lady with her granddaughter asked Zhang Chen if she could draw a picture for her granddaughter for 50 cents. Zhang Chen smiled and said, "Your granddaughter is so cute, I'll give her one for free." After Zhang Chen finished painting, he gave the painting to the old lady. The old lady felt embarrassed, so she finally took out 30 cents and insisted on giving it to Zhang Chen, so Zhang Chen had no choice but to accept it. Once he starts painting the first painting and gets started, the subsequent business will continue. In this way, Zhang Chen can paint more than 10 or 20 paintings every day and earn a very good income. Zhang Chen came here every day and got acquainted with the good badminton player and Chu. He knew that Chu was originally a staff member of the Municipal Arts Center and that the badminton player was called Wang Guai. Why he was called that? I know, but I don't know who gave it to him, probably because he was powerful. Anyway, when he was in elementary school, he was the king of fights in school, and the name Wang Guai followed him. Wang Guai is very good. He said that he and the world champion Han Jin have both played. Zhang Chen asked him who is better. Wang Guai laughed and said, "It's hard to compare. How can we compare with him if he doesn't show mercy? I'm going to have my head shaved." Zhang Chen knew that Wang Guai also had people he admired. Ak went earlier than Zhang Chen. Wang Guai usually came after lunch and a short nap. When Zhang Chen went, Ak always helped him occupy the best chair. He put his coat on, he folded it neatly and placed it on the chair, with his woolen beret next to it. Others knew that this was Ak's chair, and no one dared to touch his coat and hat. When Zhang Chen comes, Chu will give up the seat to him. Zhang Chen gratefully says, "Thank you, Teacher Qu." Chu always raises his head and says, It's a small matter. Zhang Chen leaves early and comes back late every day. Xiao Zhao always thought that he always went to that air raid shelter. The only thing she felt was a little strange was that she asked, "My dear, why do you have to bring a picture folder with you to work now?" Zhang Chen said yes, the workers were confused about many things, so I had to draw them to see. Xiao Zhao said oh and didn't ask any more questions. Every morning, whether Xiao Zhao gets up or not, whether at home or at the Red Flag Hotel, Zhang Chen still sleeps here with Xiao Zhao when she works the night shift. After Zhang Chen finished painting his Zhang Chen watch, Xiao Zhao made sure to apply cream on Zhang Chen's face. She felt that the skin on Zhang Chen's face was getting worse and worse, and it was almost dry and cracked. Zhang Chen thought to himself, with the cold wind blowing by the West Lake every day, it would be strange if it didn't dry out. Zhang Chen thought the cream was too fragrant and refused to apply it, so Xiao Zhao threatened him. "If you don't apply it, then I won't allow you to paint a watch." Zhang Chen had no choice but to apply it obediently. After applying it, Xiao Zhao would also kiss Zhang Chen on the cheek and say, "Well, it smells so good." It made Zhang Chen dumbfounded. Zhang Chen was riding a bicycle and smelled the sweet fragrance on his face. He felt like a girl. Everyone shrank and felt inferior. When someone looked at him, he would become suspicious, wondering if they smelled something on him. Fragrance. When the fragrance gradually dispersed in the wind, he felt that his manhood had returned and his waist slowly straightened. Zhang Chen parked his bicycle at the door of the Xiling Yinshi sales department, sniffed his nose to confirm that the scent was gone, then walked in, bought 10 pieces of lead drawing paper, asked the clerk to help, and cut them into 8 pieces in the store. Open and bought 3 more 5B pencils and 3 carbon pencils. Zhang Chen put the lead drawing paper into the painting folder. The painting folder was a bit heavy to carry. He crossed Hubin Road and walked towards a park on the opposite side. As soon as he reached the park, an elder sister who was studying the national standard with a Chu saw him and ran over, shouting, "Xiao Zhang, what's wrong?" "Okay, something happened." "Sister, what happened?" Zhang Chen asked quickly. "Come and take a look." As the eldest sister said this, she pulled Zhang Chen's sleeve and led him to the West Lake. When Zhang Chen walked there, he also took a breath of cold air. He saw 7 or 8 people on the edge of the West Lake that looked like the Academy of Fine Arts. There are students standing up with easels with picture folders on them, soliciting business from tourists. It was over, business robbers were coming, his good days were over. Zhang Chen sighed in his heart. This is what Zhang Chen should have thought of a long time ago. After all, this place is only a few hundred meters away from the Zhejiang Academy of Fine Arts. The people who pass by Zhang Chen every day must be teachers or students from the Academy of Fine Arts. They see Zhang Chen's business. Yes, once we go back and promote it, it will be a matter of time before these people come out. Zhang Chen was sitting there, too embarrassed to even display the paintings. Ah Chu came over to take a look and understood. He said, "I will help you display them. I still know a little about this art. I have gone to see them. No one can draw better than you." As Ak said this, he helped Zhang Chen open the painting folder and put out the paintings. When his students saw the teacher doing this, they all enthusiastically helped Zhang Chen to attract business. They shouted and made the place a mess. It was like a vegetable market. Those people were looking at this place and laughing. Zhang Chen was so embarrassed that Ah Chu stopped him and cursed, "Don't scream, don't scream. This is art, not a farmer's market selling side dishes." The students just shut up. At 10 o'clock, Ah Chu and the others all left. Some of those people came over, looked at Zhang Chen's paintings, and went back without saying a word. They whispered to a few others for a while, and a few others came over without saying a word. Look, and left without saying a word. There were only a few painting businesses by the lake in a day. As soon as these people came out, They had a few businesses one after another, but Zhang Chen didn't have any. The customers who want to paint are different from other businesses. Those who don't have regular customers are all the first time. Who can paint well and who can't paint all depends on the customer's feelings and the appearance of the painter. Compared with them, Zhang Chen's disadvantages are obvious. First, they all have long hair hanging down their shoulders and look like artists. They also have easels and look more formal than Zhang Chen. It is impossible for Zhang Chen to go there just for this. Buying an easel was expensive, but he couldn't get in and out of the house every day with the easel. Xiao Zhao asked, "It's easier to explain if I carry a painting folder, but what if I carry an easel?" The most important thing is that each of these guys has the school emblem of Zhejiang Academy of Fine Arts prominently pinned on their chests, and some even pin the school emblem on their hats. Two little girls came over to look at the painting in front of Zhang Chen. One of them liked it very much and already wanted Zhang Chen to paint it. The other one looked at his chest, quietly pulled her companion and lay on her. She whispered in her ear, but the whisper was not low enough. Zhang Chen also heard it. She said, "This is not from the Academy of Fine Arts. It must be very bad. It's better to go over there and look for paintings from the Academy of Fine Arts." After hearing this, the companion turned around and walked over there. Zhang Chen shouted, "No money, I don't want money to paint for you." The two little girls turned to look at him, giggled, and left. Zhang Chen sat there until more than 12 o'clock, without even eating lunch and without any business. He had no choice but to put the paintings into the folder, pick up the folder and leave. He wanted to change places. To the left is Singing the Orioles in the Willows, which is just opposite the Zhejiang Academy of Fine Arts. You can't go there, so you can only go to the right and go to the broken bridge. Seeing Zhang Chen leaving, someone among those people shouted, "Brother, are you withdrawing?" Someone whistled, and someone else screamed, "You idiot." I don't know whether to scold Zhang Chen or someone else. Zhang Chen could only pretend that he didn't hear anything. Zhang Chen walked along the lakeside until he reached the 6th park. Along the way, there were people from the Academy of Fine Arts. When they saw Zhang Chen coming with a portfolio on his back, they all looked at him curiously, wondering if he was the one. According to legend, a man who made a lot of money painting by the West Lake. After passing the Sanlian bookstore in Lu Park, there is the courtyard of the United Front Work Department of the Provincial Party Committee. The courtyard wall blocks the road to the lake. Zhang Chen can only walk to Huancheng West Road, until he reaches the intersection with Baishan Street and turns left. Back to the West Lake. Zhang Chen walked to the broken bridge and was disappointed to find that it was also occupied by students from the Academy of Fine Arts. It seemed that they had acted collectively. Zhang Chen didn't find a suitable place, but he saw the child from that day. He probably still remembered him, so he came over hurriedly when he saw him. Zhang Chen quickly left there, crossed Baishan Street, and walked to the Wanghu Tower opposite. Thank you for your monthly pass in May. Thanks for all the votes and reading. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 449. Zhang Chen walked to Wanghu Tower and looked back. The little guy was standing across the road, looking at him, ready to cross the road at any time. Zhang Chen had no choice but to walk to Baoka Road. He felt useless in his heart. Damn it, I didn't make a single business deal and yet I was chased by this little thing. It was really unlucky. Zhang Chen walked to Baoka Road and was slightly surprised. He saw that the iron door of the air raid shelter was closed. The door was still in ruins and there was no one. It had been more than a week. Shouldn't this place have been cleaned up a long time ago? Why do you still look like this? Zhang Chen couldn't help but be curious and walked towards the next alley. The whole alley was quiet, and he couldn't hear the sound of anyone working or moving nearby. Zhang Chen walked to the entrance of the air raid shelter and unexpectedly found that the door here was also closed. Zhang Chen walked over and knocked on the door. There was no movement at all inside the door. Not even the person watching the construction site was inside. If he was there, he would definitely be there. Keep the door open for ventilation, otherwise you will be suffocated inside. Zhang Chen stood there thinking for a while, but couldn't think of a reason. When he reached the Baoku intersection, he couldn't help it anymore and decided to call Boss Liu's younger brother to ask what was going on. Zhang Chen arrived at the small shop and dialed the switchboard of Wanghu Hotel. He was transferred to Boss Liu's room. The phone beeped for a long time before it was picked up. A crisp voice came from inside, "Hello, Wanghu Hotel." Zhang Chen was surprised. He thought the call had been transferred back to the switchboard. He quickly reported Boss Liu's room number again and said on the phone, "Please help me transfer it again." "Is this where I am, sir?" "Who are you?" "Hello, sir, I am the waiter doing rounds." "Oh, please help me check if Boss Liu is here." "Boss Liu?" "Boss Liu checked out yesterday, sir." "Checked out, where did he go?" "I'm back in Taiwan." "Then are any of them still here?" "No, both rooms have been vacated." "Sir, is there anything else you need my help with?" "That's all, thanks." Zhang Chen hung up the phone with a look of confusion on his face. Checked out? Back to Taiwan? Haven't they all lived here for more than a year and now they are going back? Shouldn't this project be discontinued? Zhang Chen found the envelope from his bag and dialed the number written by Zhou Yaqiang that day on the envelope. Zhou Yaqiang's voice came from the phone. Zhang Chen quickly said, "Xiao Zhong, I am Zhang Chen. Boss Liu is responsible for this project. Why did it stop? I just passed by here and saw no one here." Zhou Yaqiang lowered her voice and said, "Something happened. Where are you now?" "I'm at this payphone across the street." "Then come here and go to the top of Waxing Lane." "Do you know that place? Are the houses on both sides covered with ivy?" "Yes, that's right there." "I'll go there and wait for you." Zhang Chen hung up the phone and hurriedly walked back to a park, went to the Xiling Yinshi store opposite, picked up his bicycle, and headed to Waxing Lane. Zhang Chen arrived at the place he had agreed with Zhou Yaqiang. Zhou Yaqiang had already arrived. She parked her bicycle aside and was walking around in the alley. When she saw Zhang Chen arriving, she hurriedly greeted her. "He didn't tell you about Boss Liu?" Zhou Yaqiang held Zhang Chen's bicycle faucet with one hand and asked. Zhang Chen said, "I didn't see him at all. After you left that day, I called him to tell him that I was no longer in the company. It turned out that his assistant answered the phone and said that he thought he was here. After everything has been arranged, I will rush back to Taiwan to deal with things there." "What else?" Zhou Yaqiang nodded and asked again. "And just now, before I called you, I called his room number. The waiter told me that he had checked out and returned to Taiwan. Has he been here since? Or has he been in Taiwan and not come?" Zhang Chen asked. "I came here. I came the day after you left." "Ah, so anxious. He had just left at that time." "Yes, he was in the boss's office, quarreling with him, scolding him, saying that we just treated him like a monkey and led him here and there again," Zhou Yaqiang said. "He also had a quarrel with Manager Song. Of course, the quarrel was very fierce. If everyone hadn't stopped us, the boss would have been beaten that day." Zhang Chen thought of what Boss Liu had told him. He was a child from a military village with a family background. He joined society at the age of 15. When he was extremely angry, it was normal for him to beat people. "When did this happen?" "On the third day after you left, the day after he flew from Taiwan. He went to the company and made a big fuss." "What the hell is going on here? You really don't know?" I really don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, I believe you. Zhou Yaqian nodded, then let me tell you from the beginning. Zhang Chen said yes. When I came back that day. When? Oh, it was the day I went to Baoka Road to find you, the day you left. Do you understand, idiot? Zhang Chen smiled and said, I know, you continue. When I came back that day, the boss was not there. They told me that the boss was called by the old chicken feather. Who is the old chicken feather? Oh, little chicken feather's dad. Zhang Chen understood. When he heard Zhou Yaqian calling a dignified deputy director like this, he couldn't help but laugh. Zhou Yaqian also laughed. She said, now everyone in the company calls him that, even the boss calls him that. Hey, you keep interrupting me, do you still want to listen? If you want, I promise not to interrupt you. That day, Lao Jifio called the boss, scolded him, and forced him to talk to Boss Lu, saying that the contract signed later was invalid and that the original contract should be followed. The boss had no choice but to inform Lu. The boss's assistant, Boss Lu, became anxious as soon as he heard his assistant's feedback. He flew over the next day and had a huge quarrel with the boss. The boss has no choice. Of course he can only listen to Lao Jifio. Lao Jifio is his leader. Boss Lu is not the real emperor of the Han dynasty. Even the emperor of the Han dynasty is useless. We don't follow the feudal system, right? The boss showed cruelty and told Boss Lu that if the original contract was not implemented, there was no other way and the bureau would invalidate the batch of documents. I didn't expect that Boss Lu was really scared. He said that if it is scrapped, it will be scrapped. Even if he doesn't do this project, he will not make it into a piece of shit according to our wishes. He went back and made a noise. After fighting one, they went back, kicked out all our people, locked the air raid shelter, and then went to the court and filed a complaint against our company. Happy, Zhang Chen couldn't help shouting. Zhou Yaqian rolled her eyes at him and continued, the boss went to the court to inquire about it. The people in the court said that in this lawsuit, we can tell at a glance that we are not justified. The other party is a foreign businessman, a Taiwanese compatriot, and his identity is sensitive. This lawsuit is if we go on, we will definitely lose, we will be miserable, and we will have to pay to our death, that is a huge sum of money. You deserve it, Zhang Chen cursed. Zhou Yaqian glared at him and cursed, my bonus is all gone. I don't know whether I will be paid my salary or not. Now the company is like a pile of dead people. What do you say? Zhang Chen quickly said, I'm not saying you deserve it. Zhou Yaqian rolled her eyes at him again, I know, otherwise I wouldn't bother to care about you. Okay, I know you're the best, what's next? What's next? It's unlucky. Everyone is unlucky. Boss Lu not only went to the court to sue us, but also went to the city government to file a lawsuit, to the news agency, to Beijing, Shanghai, and the province. Reporters have come several times, and the city government's investigation team has also arrived at the company, not only investigating our company, but also Lao Jifei, it's so unlucky. Zhang Chen felt extremely happy when he heard Zhou Yaqian say this. He didn't expect that Boss Lu was really a kind guy. He repaid kindness with kindness and revenge with hatred. When he wanted to take revenge, he would not let anyone go. I wonder if this is what he said about the character of the children in the military community. After breaking up with Zhou Yaqian, Zhang Chen rode his bicycle around the streets alone. His heart was complicated. Today, he felt both the desolation of being driven away and having his money cut off, and also felt a sense of joy. This is really not about not reimbursing, the time has not yet come, but when the time comes, they will all be reimbursed. Now none of these guys can escape, it is really happy. At the same time, he felt sorry for Boss Lu. He knew that Boss Lu had been swallowing his anger for the past year and was no longer prepared to endure it. He must have been unable to endure it and was heartbroken. There was no possibility of restarting this project. Boss Lu put so much energy into such a good idea, and now it is all in vain. Zhang Chen really feels heartbroken for Boss Lu. Yes, just like Zhou Yaqiang said, you are the real emperor of the Han dynasty. When you get here, you are what can be done. Thank you R11Z for the tip. The Pentium Era, South to North. Author, Mei Xiniang. Chapter 450. As soon as March entered, Lu Ligan felt something was wrong. All the offices in Longja building were rented out, and the new ones were all real estate companies. Lu Ligan heard them talking in the elevator. They were from all over the world. They all have it. From the clothes and the voice, you can tell that this is your first time on the island. From the words, you are still particularly curious and excited about Hiken. Also, how can men remain reserved in this city where even the air is full of lustful atmosphere? Lu Ligan ran to several nearby buildings to take a look and found the same situation. When he was washing buildings in Huayan building in the second half of last year, half of the offices here were empty. When he came back today, they were all full. When he came down, he asked the security guard. The security guard told him that there were no offices available for rent here. Are all the new entrants real estate companies? Lu Ligan asked. Yes, how do you know? The security guard took Lu Ligan's cigarette and muttered, I don't know where it came from. Lu Ligan got into the car, and Wu Zayawai asked, where to go? Go down and buy me 235s first. Be careful and don't buy fake ones. Wu Zayawai rolled his eyes at him, meaning that he still needs your orders. He got out of the car, ran to a small shop on the side of the road, and told the boss, bring me 2 fake 35s to give away. The boss smiled, understood, took out 2 35s from under the counter, and said to Wu Zayawai, 51. Wu Zayawai took it in his hand, looked at it, and said to the boss, you are too fake. You can tell it at a glance. Why don't you get beaten to death if you send it out? The boss was not convinced, so he took out another Sanwuo, slapped it on the counter, and said to Wu Zayawai, this is real, you compare, what's the difference? I tell you, you can't tell the difference even if you take it apart. It will feel different. Isn't that revealing the truth? The boss looked at Wu Zayawai, shook his head, and asked, who are you giving it to? My father-in-law. Shit, it's not the New Year's Day. Who's going to flatter my father-in-law? Wu Zayawai scolded. That's right, I'm just saying, you're taking it to do errands, right? The boss smiled, you don't know how many people give cigarettes to these people every day. When these cigarettes are piled with cigarettes, he just smokes them. It's fake cigarettes, does he know who sent them? That's right, I didn't expect you to be such a cunning old man. It's a pity that you just opened such a small shop. As Wu Zayawai spoke, he picked up the 2 cigarettes and compared them with each other. He muttered that he really couldn't tell. He patted the real cigarettes and said to the boss, here, take out 2 more real cigarettes and let me compare them one time. The boss took out another half carton, and there were 4 packs in that half carton. The boss and Wu Zayawai said, no more. All the real cigarettes here are here. Then you also sell fake ones in retail. Hey, most people can tell the difference. The boss seemed to have met a close friend, and the more he talked, the happier he got. If he leaves here and finds out that it is a fake, there is nothing he can do. Who can tell where your cigarette comes from? You can't prove that you bought it from me, right? When you leave the bank and find out that you were given counterfeit money, the bank won't care. Then someone wants to demolish it here. Before he has time to open it, give him another pack. Wu Zayawai raised his thumb and said, what a talent. You are also a talented person, and you will buy fake cigarettes as soon as you come here. The boss was happy, How did you know that I have fake cigarettes here? Is there any store in Heiken that doesn't sell fake cigarettes? Otherwise, where did the fake cigarettes at the fishery terminal go? That's true. Okay, I want these too, and I'll give this back to you, Wu Zhaowei said, pushing back the fake cigarette. The boss was stunned, but he had no choice but to sell the 2 pairs of real cigarettes to Wu Zhaowei one by one. He looked at Wu Zhaowei's back and cursed in his heart, damn it, I bought these 2 pairs of real cigarettes. It's for emergency use. You bought it all, which makes me have to make another trip. Talent. You are the humming talent. When Wu Zhaowei returned to the car, Lu Ligan asked, why have you been here for so long? Wu Zhaowei shook the cigarette in his hand, I'm going to prove my identity. Have you humming smoked everyone? No need to smoke, Wu Zhaowei smiled, I guarantee with my head that this is true. Get the hell out of here, Wei Venfang is the only one who cares about you. Go to the Municipal Industry and Commerce Bureau, Lu Ligan cursed. Lu Ligan arrived at the Municipal Bureau of Industry and Commerce, put 2 cigarettes under his arm, went upstairs and walked to the door of Xiao Zanbo's office. He was shocked. Not only were there many times the number of people lined up in the corridor at the door, but in Xiao Zanbo's office, there were originally 2 desks, but now there are 6 squeezed into them. There are people sitting behind each desk, and Xiao Zanbo is in the corner. The old appearance has become a new one. Why is your place getting more and more crowded? People and animals are thriving now, Lu Ligan shouted. Xiao Zanbo scolded, I don't have to look. I heard it was you 200 meters away. He looked up at Lu Ligan and said, what should we do? The conditions are limited, can you help us solve it? Okay, Lu Ligan said, just move your office to my place. Go away, Xiao Zanbo laughed. Lu Ligan put the 2 cigarettes under his arm on Xiao Zanbo's desk. Xiao Zanbo looked at the other people in the office and those who were working on things, and shouted, why, Mr. Lu, are you so high profile about your bribery now? Wrong, Lu Ligan corrected him, I have something to ask of you. I give you cigarettes. That's called bribery. I'm just passing by and came here to take a look. This is called friendship, don't you think? Everyone else in the office said it was right, and someone else shouted, everyone who meets you has a share, Xiaoke. Ouch, promoted, Lu Ligan shouted. The deputy's deputy, Xiao Zanbo shouted. He opened a pack of cigarettes, threw 1 pack on everyone's desk in the office, and put the others in the drawer. No, then I must treat you to a meal to celebrate. You decide the time and place, and everyone will go, Lu Ligan said to the entire office. Okay, let's just hang out with Xiaoke, someone shouted. Xiao Zanbo said, okay, I'll check the time. He looked at Lu Ligan and said, tell me, what's the matter? It's really okay. I just came up to see you. Your business is too busy. Yes, it has increased several times, otherwise why would there be so many people? What kind of companies are they? Gold has been discovered in Hainan, and everyone is here to dig for gold. Almost, they are all real estate companies. How many homes are there? Xiao Wu, how many are there? Xiao Zanbo asked a young man opposite. As of yesterday, there were 10,365 households, Xiao Wu said. Lu Ligan was shocked. Heiken only had a population of over 1 million, but there were more than 10,000 real estate companies. So, for every 100 people in Heiken, there was 1 real estate company. It would be strange if this office building is not full. Lu Ligan returned to the company and told Zheng Wei about it. Zheng Wei thought about it and said, it's not strange. The hot spot in the country is in Hainan. The hot spot in Hainan is in Heiken. It's strange that Heiken is not popular, other places need to move because of historical debt. Hainan is a new province, everything is new, there is no baggage, and the fire in Hainan is not surprising. Lu Ligan laughed, and Zheng Wei looked at him and asked doubtfully, "Why, are what I said ridiculous?" "It's not ridiculous, it's very wise. Half a year ago, a master told me this. It seems that you are on the same page." Zheng Wei also laughed. "It's not a coincidence. It's this master who saw the trend and is now verifying his statement." "Who is this master? He is so powerful." Someone knocked twice on the open glass door. Lu Ligan looked up and smiled with Mr. Zheng. "Say CAO, Master CAO is here." Standing at the door was none other than Mr. Han. Lu Ligan quickly let Mr. Han in and introduced him and Zheng Wei to each other. Lu Ligan looked at his watch. It was now more than 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Mr. Han knew what he was thinking and smiled. "Don't look, there's no nap, I can't sleep, it's so hot in Haikan now." March in Haikan is the season with the most pleasant weather. Lu Ligan knew that when Mr. Han said hot, he did not mean the weather, but the momentum. This aggressive economic momentum had reached the critical point before launching a general offensive. "What made Mr. Han so noisy that he couldn't take a nap?" Lu Ligan said. "Nowadays, there are quite a few people who come to see me every day. I don't want to talk to them one by one. I'm just going to hold a class and I'm preparing handouts now." Mr. Han said and handed a piece of A4 paper to Lu Ligan. Lu Ligan saw that it was an enrollment notice for a real estate training class. The speaker was Mr. Han. The training class lasted for 15 days and the lecture content was very rich. The fee is not cheap either, it costs RMB 3,800 per person. "I'm here to ask for your help," Mr. Han and Lu Ligan said. "Aren't you familiar with the Industrial and Commercial Bureau? I wonder if you can help me get a directory of real estate companies of a certain scale. I want Wenwen to give they send this to expand the impact." "No problem, I just came from the Industrial and Commercial Bureau," Lu Ligan said. "Well, I'll make an appointment later and see what happens today and tomorrow. I'll treat the people from their registration department to dinner. You and Wenwen come together. Let's get to know each other. If you have any requirements, just ask them to help you. I have attended Mr. Han's classes myself and I have benefited a lot from them. They are all useful information. Our company also signed up." Lu Ligan looked at Zheng Wei and said, "Let Chen Ji and Wei Venfang learn." "I want to go too," Zheng Wei said. "I'm going to, so here we are, the 4 of us who signed up first," Lu Ligan and Mr. Han said.